knowing what you want. What are the greatest accomplishments we've had in our life? I mean, what have we accomplished? Some people may have bought a house. Some people may have bought a car. Maybe you're just a young guy and you got out of your house and you have an apartment. That might be an accomplishment you have. Getting married, having kids, those are all great things. But do the great things in life happen without us knowing they're going to happen, without visualizing these things first? Remember when you first had that first car when you were a teenager? And you just had to have it, right? You had this burning desire. We got our license, and now next thing would be getting a car. Maybe getting the license was the first thing even, right? But now we get that car in our mind. For me, it was a blue Ford Fairlane my grandfather owned. I had my eyes on that one. He had just about used it all up. So it's perfect for me. It was a little rust on the back, but that's okay. I took auto shop in high school, so I could fix it. So we all have that kind of thing as our first vision, and I wonder what he would do, how much it would cost for him to sell it to me. He wound up selling it to me for $100 because he had to make me pay something. That's how my family rolled. They didn't just give you anything. They never gave you anything. They always had to. You had to buy. You had to pay rent. You had to make your way. You couldn't just give it to people. Not like the kids of today. I'll tell you that. So, but I'll tell you what. I had my mind on it. I had my brain focused on it. Once I had my brain focused on anything like that, I always get it. And same with you. If you want the latest cell phone today, maybe if you want an iPod or something like that you've just got to have, or the latest video game for some of the younger guys. For some of the older guys, it might be you might want that vacation in Key West. You might want that RV. You might want something that is going to make it work for you. You always get that burning desire in your mind, and you know what you want. Knowing what you want is one of the things that the key things to being successful. If you go to work every day and you don't know what success looks like, you don't know what the visualization of success is like, then you're really lost. Looking at great athletes, going back, of course, in my era, guys like Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and people like that, Magic Johnson, always talked about how they saw the game before it occurred. And even today's athletes, you see some people, baseball players, for instance, they don't just swing at any pitch. They make sure they visualize a pitch in their certain zone, and they've got that pitch kind of keyholed into that one zone. When that ball hits that certain zone, they light it up every single time. But if they don't know, if they just go up there not knowing what pitch is going to come, if you're going to go on a trip somewhere, you didn't have a map or didn't know what destination you were going to go to, what are the odds that you would wind up somewhere really good? Probably not very good at all. And so one of the weaknesses we have inside of ourselves is our unwillingness to visualize what we want. Now I'm going to ask each one of you to go ahead and pick up the microphone here. I'm going to start over on this side of the room here with Tom. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what you came here to accomplish this week, and what do you want from this week?
Well, we struggle with selling things for the price we should get for them often, and in order to get our company where it needs to be so I can treat my guys the way I want to treat them, we really need to get our prices up to a point where we can make a healthy profit, and our whole company will prosper together.
I think that's part of it, is just being able to explain to the customers the service that they're getting for the price that they're paying. So same thing Tom said, being able to show them the value of what we're charging so that we can.
Because when they don't see the value, what does it feel like?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's the main thing, I think, is just getting it up to so that the customer understands what they're actually paying for, so that they're okay with the prices.
They feel good about what they're getting. Yeah.
Right.
John, would you mind sharing with us?
I like to just fine-tune our sales program to be able to sell our services for what we need to get, because otherwise you're basically just moving money around. And that's why we're all here, right, to make a better life for ourselves and our family. So that's what I hope to accomplish this week.
Okay, thanks, John.
Yeah, I believe that I'm here in order to feel more confident dealing with the customer, so that they're more likely to purchase something from you.
Morrow?
Learning to sell. I mean, most of my other work was just service, and the price is what it is. Never had to sell anything. Times changed, and you have to sell more.
You're trying to change it with the times, huh?
Right. Trying to sell a service. Never had to before.
Very good. How about you?
I'm Dustin, and I guess what I'd like to accomplish this week is to be a little bit more consistent and just be able to do it on a known basis. I guess be able to repeat what I'm trying to do, and I guess just to be better in general at selling.
My name is David. I think life is full of opportunities to always learn, and thankfully I've gotten introduced to Joe. He's put everybody in my company through his program, and I'm here this week to polish, what I've learned and make sure the guys stay enthused. It's a great system.
So this week, in order to accomplish those goals that you just talked about there, we're going to have to become what's called an inverse paranoid. Now, everybody know what the word paranoid means? Somebody thinks that somebody's out to get you. That whenever we try and do this type of stuff, back in the old days, when you were in the service business, it was a little different. People used to sell your services for you. You just go to a house, do the work. It was on autopilot, right? Those are the good old days. Unfortunately, in today's world, you're the whole kit and caboodle. There's no hiding from it anymore. You can't just find it. Those kind of jobs, it's like winning the lotto now, right? Isn't it? It's like some kind of job where you get paid, $30-40 an hour or something like that maybe, and you don't got to even deal with people. Just go fix the equipment. And it wasn't true. We'd all rather go hug the equipment, rather go hug our furnace and go hug our air conditioning unit and our electrical panel and our plumbing pipes and our faucets. We all think this is oh my, just leave me with the stuff because it's predictable. We know what it's going to do, right? You dealt with it long enough, you know what an air conditioning unit's going to do when you add or take away refrigerant from it. You clean the coil. Electrical panel, you know what's going to happen when a load is unbalanced or when it's not grounded properly. You can see you can predict. It's very predictable. Unfortunately, people are not as predictable. Can we all agree with that? And that there's no place to hide in today's new millennium. That if you're not able to sell your services, you don't eat anymore. That you're basically, you might have had some status before, and now you're at the bottom of the totem pole, kind of starting out again. That's the way the world kind of works, isn't it? We thought even as our own country had a certain status to it and a certain sizzle to the country. And now it's kind of most of those kind of jobs that we're talking about are people in China or India are doing those kind of jobs. Even service jobs. A lot of people from Pakistan, India, China are doing those type of jobs today, right? And so you have to wonder, you have to say for yourself, in today's world, you either adapt or you're going to go by the wayside. You have to get a different career. And I'm sure many people here have thought about getting a different career when you face the fact that you don't know how to sell your services the right way. So we're going to talk this week about becoming inverse paranoid. And inverse paranoid feels like for instance, if I came to downtown Chicago and I asked a complete stranger where the Hancock building would be, do you think he'd tell me, or do you think he'd just say, get out of my way, buddy, I don't want to talk to you? What do you think he would do? What do you think most people would do? If somebody approached you and asked you where a landmark was in Norridge, for instance, what would you say to them? Would you help them out? Everybody wants to help everybody out. The truth is, people aren't as bad as we think they are. The world has changed to some degree. But one thing that hasn't changed is that we all want the best for people. I think that there was a person I interviewed. His name is Clotaire Rapaille. He is paid by Madison Avenue in New York. He gets paid $42,000 for half an hour of his time. Now, I had a 1 hour interview with him, so I guess I made $84,000 that day, conceptually. I wish I had the money instead of just the concept. But nonetheless, he told me this. He said that when a service person enters the home, the inner sanctum of a customer, that they're already a 10. They're already at the top. Only you do something to screw it up. That if something happens where they don't think you're a 10 by the time you leave there, you started out as the best. Everybody has the best hopes for you. I mean, would you ever invite somebody to your house that you didn't hope the best for? Somebody you hope comes to my house and fails? I hope this guy comes to my house and can't figure it out. I hope he comes to my house and charges me too much. Do you ever hope that? You don't hope that. We always hope the best for everybody. I hope that everybody succeeds. And just understand, your customer wants you to succeed too. But you have to understand as well that you need to have a map to your destination. If you don't have a map to your destination, then you're really going to go nowhere.